Good evening, I'm Alex Sykes with your local 10 News update. 3 Labor senators have responded to allegations they bullied Senator Kimberley Kitching before her death. Penny Wong, Christina Kennelly and Katie Gallagher have issued a statement saying the allegations are untrue and simply inaccurate. Senator Kitching died from a suspected heart attack last week. Checking the latest COVID figures in the ACT, 1,123 new infections were recorded overnight, which is around 200 less than yesterday. 37 people are in hospital with the virus, 4 are in intensive care, 1 person is on a ventilator. Active cases in the territory sit just under the 5,500 mark. And a reminder from City Services that all Canberra residents can now book their free annual bulky waste collection and save a trip to the tip. Every household is eligible for 1 collection per year of up to 2 cubic metres, which is around the size of a trailer. You can put the items out up to 2 days before the collection day, and you don't need to be home for the unwanted items to be picked up. Taking a look at tomorrow's weather forecast now, cloudy and 23 degrees in Canberra. Low temps will be 14 degrees, 22 possible rain around Cooma. Goulburn will have a few showers and 20 degrees. That's all the news for now. Good night. Good evening, I'm Alex Sykes with your local 10 News update. A red panda that escaped from the Symbiont Wildlife Park has sadly passed away after being hit by a car on the M1 Princes Motorway. In a statement, the Wildlife Park said the team at Symbiont are understandably distraught and devastated by the loss. The 8-year-old leaves behind 5 cubs. Trains to and from the Illawarra and South Coast should be running as normal on Monday thanks to productive crisis talks yesterday. The state government and rail union have agreed to work together to resolve their long-running dispute, entering 6 weeks of negotiations on a new agreement. It means much of the planned industrial action for this weekend will be dropped. Illawarra and South Coast locals can now apply for one of 100,000 temporary jobs available ahead of the federal election. Most jobs are working in polling places on election day, but there are also jobs before election day, such as working in early voting centres, postal voting centres and mobile polling. And the Hawks are back in the top 4 after an impressive 103-97 win over the South East Melbourne Phoenix last night. To tomorrow's weather now, showers and 21 degrees in Wollongong, 21 in Nowra and Batemans Bay as well. That's all the news from me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night. Good evening, I'm Alex Sykes with your local 10 News update. First up tonight is the latest COVID update, which shows that 591 new COVID cases were reported in the local Western Health District. There is also 36 people in hospital. Meanwhile, around 20,000 cases were reported across the state and 6 people lost their lives to the virus. We've been given a glimpse of the new school curriculum. There's a greater focus on grammar and punctuation in Central West schools under the draft plan. Education Minister Sarah Mitchell says the draft will be open for public review until May. Central West locals are being warned to stay vigilant when buying a used car. There's been a 4-fold increase in the number of fines issued for odometer tampering in New South Wales, and sales in the used car market have risen exponentially since the COVID pandemic. We're being encouraged to have our potential vehicles inspected by a professional before buying. And the annual Ultimate Frisbee Challenge will be getting underway at Endeavour Oval this weekend. The winners will be getting their hands on a prize that's one of a kind, the renowned Sheep Station Trophy. Taking a look at tomorrow's weather across the Central West, 30 degrees in Dubbo tomorrow, Orange 23 and Canberra is set to reach a high of 28. That's all the news from me for tonight. Good evening, I'm Alex Sykes with your local 10 News update. The local health district is reporting 684 new coronavirus cases in the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, a man in his 70s from the Snowy Valleys district has sadly passed away with the virus. There are currently 11 people in our local hospitals, none in the ICU. We've been given a glimpse of the new school curriculum. There's a greater focus on grammar and punctuation in Riverina schools, and under the draft plan, Year 4 students will be expected to recall their times tables. Education Minister Sarah Mitchell says the draft will be open for public review, and the Education Department would love to hear our thoughts. A gap in local healthcare has been filled this week with Wagga's first dedicated medicinal cannabis clinic opening its doors. Hammond Health specialises in the use of cannabis for the treatment of pain. The clinic is located on Fitzmaurice Street and will be open 9 to 5, Monday through to Friday. And just quickly, trains to and from the Riverina should be running as normal on Monday thanks to productive crisis talks yesterday. Turning to tomorrow's weather forecast now, 30 degrees in Griffith and mostly sunny, Wagga 29 degrees and set to be partly cloudy. That's all the news from me for tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening.